What's up, Capricorn? So, we're going to do the description for this particular card, and this card is from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck by Adriana Ayales, and then we're going to do the reading, right? And this particular card is ayahuasca with the subtext of rebirth. Rebirth, mastery, great revelation, discovery of the higher self, meeting with the creatrix, divine messenger, gifts from spirit, realization, telepathy, transcendence. And ayahuasca is an ancient ceremonial brew native to the Amazon, used as a sacred spiritual medicine among many indigenous peoples within South America. In Quechua, aya means soul, spirit. Huasca means vine. Ayahuasca is primarily made of two key plants, the Banisteriopsis caipi vine and Psychotria viridis, also known as cacruna, along with other ingredients which vary depending on the medicine maker and curandero. The ancient ayahuasca brew is traditionally prepared for curing ills, divination, and as a diagnostic tool for healing others. It is served by a shaman as a sacred song and dance are performed to honor and evoke the spirits. The brew induces a profound visionary state, igniting supernatural abilities such as vivid communication with ancestors, relationships with interdimensional beings, the ability to foresee in the future. Amazonian folk healers have used ayahuasca primarily to rejuvenate the body, soul, as well as to purge the body of accumulated toxicity such as cellular, gastrointestinal, psycho-emotional cleanser. Scientific studies show that ayahuasca may benefit those dealing with depression and PTSD. Shamans connect transdimensionally to the supernatural world, the spirits of nature, and the universe, receiving key information about the universe and specific instructions on how to heal individuals. True shamans are mystics, healers, divine messengers. They enter the portals and fulfill the tasks and duties beyond our third-dimensional understanding. Ayahuasca is regarded as a master plant by shamans, used as a primary medium along with other herbs and herbal practices that assist in the process of purification and receiving supernatural skill that allows them to channel divine energy. Since ayahuasca is composed of two sacred plants, each one archetypically contributes to the essence and to create this perfected elixir. Banisteriopsis Neptune is the fertile ground that holds the vision, Charuna, Pluto. It is the cathartic experience that broadcasts the visionary state, and the profound wisdom gained is Jupiter's blessing. Guidance. You are mastering the power of awareness when aligning to a higher power. Ayahuasca's spirit is here to support your ascension, drawing upon an ancient wisdom embedded in your DNA and the earth. Allow yourself to be shattered as you travel through the cosmic womb. Ayahuasca catalyzes purification through the cathartic release of the known, only to reveal undiscovered terrain within your soul. You are one with the magnetic brilliance of Source, the intelligence that orchestrates the great mystery. Feeling lost in the labyrinth only comes when a loss of intentionality or respect happens. Offer your greatest intentions, sacrifice your needs, and enter into the void without expectation, and allow yourself to become consumed by the oceanic consciousness. Remember, dear one, that to heal the world you must heal yourself. You are the source of love. the in terms of this particular idea, I really like ayahuasca. The card, it's a nice card, a beautiful card. Some say the most beautiful. No, I'm playing. But the idea here of like ayahuasca in general, you should understand that this, first off, the idea of ancestry is very important, right? In how you just understand your ancestry and interface with your ancestry, or the ancient in general, where you come from, but also the ancient things that you may be attracted to. Right? So if you're like kind of find yourself like attracted to a certain symbology that's attracted, or that's Tibetan or something like that, just look into that particular symbology, where it comes from, stuff like that. Being able to see that and start to understand that and start to kind of dig it, though, it does something with the awareness, right? It frees up a lot of the background noise or not frees up, but it actually purposes a lot of the background noise and reorganizes it, so it can better suit you for your purposes now in this particular life, or your soul's purpose, period. Right? Understand that this particular idea of particularly soul and spirit, this concept of what is waiting for you, the resilience is going to be instrumental in your particular life, your particular lifestyle. Right? So those calluses that you've built, those calluses that you've accumulated over in whatever type of history that you've had, those are going to be useful. And you should understand that and be aware that these things are going to carry over not only into the realm to which the direct place in which you got calluses from, but also in how you can use that in other spaces in general. For instance, someone like battling addiction, then this is a more mystic example, but they may become a better a better ghostbuster, we'll say, something like that, right? And that's the idea that both ghost and the concept of addiction, they share that realm, that 12th house realm, which is really, I'm going deep down the rabbit hole now, but that idea of they share that energetic spectrum, so that those calluses, the way in which they carry over is not immediately recognized, right? And I'm using Ghostbusters here, but it can also be something that for the, like, in terms of the 3D reality as well. Like someone doing kind of the same concept, but someone like doing editing, they're going to be much better at actually like writing stories, because they know what bad ones look like sometimes, right? So that's kind of a more concrete 3D example too. But in terms of like this idea of ayahuasca, you should definitely get this understanding of, I think, definitely this more ancestral or ancient understanding in terms of the reorganization, I feel like is maybe something that is going to help in the future. Something that you may really need to dig into and treat that as a responsibility, like literally on the to-do list. Like, hey, I'm gonna watch this video on YouTube, about the ancient Celts or something like that, or this tribe that I heard about. Those things, those concepts. When it comes down to the shaman, being a shaman, there's not an easy path, right? There is there has to be a degree of challenge and of overcoming very real hurdles. And this mastery that you're accumulating, I feel like would be complemented very well with an ancient understanding that helps you reorganize what we'll call the background noise into really what you need to do now. And when you reconnect yourself, right? When you start to really rematerialize, that understanding is going to help aid you in that rematerialization. So if you do have any type of impulse or have something kind of in your past that you're thinking about, look at that. Look at that ancient meeting. Look at what happens when you search that into Google and your different, or some kind of like, or YouTube, the YouTube search engine in general. And set a reminder, or literally set a to-do list to watch like some amount of videos, some amount of podcasts as well, that learn about it. This is not something for like the idea of a shaman. It is so heavily connected with the concept of being resilient and being able to really have mastery over a lot of different things, a lot of different aspects, a lot of different dimensions of understanding, we'll say. You need to look at that take it very seriously when you do this, when you go down this path of learning. And I do mean like serious as in the way in which someone, we didn't talk about this, I talked about this a little bit earlier, but when we talk about like these things that you do for like exorcism or something like that, in those particular cases, you need to understand something. This work, what you do now, this is I'm thinking about like fights aren't like a boxing match or something like that. It's not won in the arena. You don't win the fight in the arena. You win the fight in the training days leading up to the arena. That's when the fight is won. That's when you win the fight. Every single day of training, right? Just because you don't get an award at the end of the day doesn't mean anything. People don't see the work that takes to really do what's celebrated by society so many times. That's what you need to understand this is when you start to gain mastery in this one area, you need to take it as you need to understand that this is going back to this concept I've been sharing, energetic exchange. The energetic exchange that takes place, your understanding with the, whatever kind of lineage or ancient understanding that you have, that really helps kind of develop your sense of self. That's going to help you in terms of the energetic exchange that needs to take place, right between you and the rest of the world. And I want, like, that is, I'm gonna end this here. But in terms of the actual idea, the concept, make sure you follow through and really make a to-do list, make an understanding and a contract with yourself, if you don't have one, to really start to work on that and work on that understanding. And if you do have one, just start to really meditate, and maybe even study, take the studying a bit further, because there could be a great responsibility that comes along with it, and you should be aware and be prepared for it. And in any case, have a good week. I'll see you soon.